Hello everyone, it's been a while, hasn't it? I just want to quickly address that. No, I'm not quitting YouTube or anything. I actually recently started working at a new job, so no longer a teacher, and the beginning has been hectic. You know, it's a new job. It takes some life changes. It takes me a lot of adaptations to make with the small child that I have. I've also been training for 4 seasons a lot recently on Legacy. So I've been pretty busy, and I couldn't squeeze in any more videos. But normally, I think the dust is starting to settle, and I'm finally getting all my work schedule and my day off schedule in order. So I think I should be able to record again. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to record once every week for the time being, but I will definitely get there as soon as I've really gotten the routine of the new job, etc. So no worries, because I've gotten some people reaching out to me asking me if I was quitting, but no, I'm not quitting. I just had a bit of a busy time, and luckily I don't have to worry about living off of my YouTube, so I can take a pause whenever I need to. But don't worry, I'm not quitting, and today we are going to be playing Legacy, because I've been focusing on Modern lately a lot, and I am finally able to play my pet card of the Infinity set, Embiggen. So Embiggen, huge upgrade to our deck. I'm not joking. If you've never seen this card, this is insanely powerful. What this does is, forget about the text, I'll just tell you what it does. Basically, it gives Glistener Elf and Blood Agent +4/+4 and Inkmoth Nexus +5/+5. +5/+5 at instant speed on Inkmoth Nexus. That's crazy, because +5/+5 is quite a big difference from +4/+4. Because if you have a combination of Embiggen and Invigorate on Inkmoth Nexus, that's lethal too, right? Because that's 10. So Embiggen, huge upgrade, and in general, I think Infect has secretly gotten a lot of upgrades recently. Another one of those is this one, Royal Treatment. In the Bowmasters meta right now, it's difficult to play 1/1s, right? However, when you're playing Royal Treatments, you don't care. Because what Royal Treatment does, it gives your creatures a Royal Roll token attached to the creature, which says that creature now has +1/+1 forever, and Ward 1. The Ward 1 is nuts. I started out with a build that had 3 Vines and 2 Royal Treatments, and I swapped them around, because that's how good they are. It stops Bowmasters from being relevant against us. You can dodge Plague Engineers. Against control, it's very good because every removal spell costs 1 more. Even if they want to bounce your foot with Teferi, they have to pay 1. So it is crazy good. I think right now Legacy Infect is very strong. I mean, I'm biased, sure, I know, I realize that. However, the deck is feeling quite powerful. Maybe one of the powerful it has ever been. And there is a new card upcoming. Quickly want to address here that I'm going to briefly discuss a card that has been leaked. Not spoiled, so if you didn't like that, skip ahead for like 2 minutes and then you will not have this information. The card's called Legolas's Quick Reflexes. If you want to check it out, go and do that. I'm not going to discuss it here too much in detail. I will do it when it's spoiled. But just to be sure about this card is going to push Infect up insanely much. I'm not exaggerating. If Wizard had asked me to design a card for Infect, I would have probably not made that card, because I believe they would never allow me to do that. That's just how powerful it is. It's a removal spell and a pump spell at split second. It's insane. Anyway, back to this list. I actually played Legacy Infect, as always, in the 4 Seasons main event, over 400 players, and I went 6-3 with my build. I was first debating whether or not I wanted to play this build that I played at the tournament in this video. However, Thraben University, check out their YouTube, has recently played that build in their recent video, so I decided that I'm not going to do that. It was an interesting list, so I played 4 Wastelands, 3 Lorien Reveals, only 1 Ponder. And the main reason for that is that Ponder in a Bowmasters meta is so awkward. You don't want to draw too many cards. But then they printed Royal Treatment. And I no longer care about Bowmasters, so I can play Ponders again. That's just a brief summary. I do like Lorien, especially with 4 Wastelands. It felt like you're playing a Delver deck occasionally. And even when you're playing 4 Inkmoth, 4 Wasteland, the mana is just so consistent. When you're playing the Loriens, it was ridiculous. And in fact, you are able to cast this more often than you'd think. We have Noble, so 5 mana is not impossible at all. So it was very good in the late game. And it pitches the Force. So I was quite happy about that, but I didn't want to play that for this video because, as I said, go check out Thraben U's video if you were interested in that. And let's go to the sideboard. I've adapted my sideboard a bit because I was, you know, my pet card, Great Sable Stag. I'm no longer playing that in the sideboard, mainly because I'm seeing a shift away from Death Shadow towards Scam. And if people are not playing Death Shadow anymore, then I'm not the biggest fan of Great Sable Stag. It's just a destroyer of that deck. But against Scam, they rely less on those kind of tricks. So I'm now playing Endurances. Really good. Right now, if you're playing Legacy and you play green, you want to play Veil of Summers. Excellent as well, because everything's black right now. And then Force of Vigors, Flusterstorm, Swords. These are all pretty straightforward. And yeah, I just played a league with this build, and we did quite well. We didn't go 5-0, spoiler, but we did very, very good indeed. So let's just dive in, and probably going to play a live video next. I'm going to focus on Legacy right now, because I think in November, when the new card hits, Legacy Infect will probably be tier 2. I'm not exaggerating. Maybe tier 1. Probably not, but it's gonna be put back on the map. That's a guarantee, I'll tell you that. Right, let's dive in. Okay, so I'm on the play. That is always nice. Let's look at this opening hand here. I'm playing one Lorien Revealed still because I really like the one Lorien. It's pretty good. And this hand's pretty much everything I want. It has Lethal, it has Brainstorm to find the stuff that I need. I can shuffle away this Lorien Revealed if I want to, shuffle away land, or the Pump Spell. Generally, the only thing that I need right now in this hand is just a threat. So I'm going to Brainstorm and hope to find it. So my opponent mulligans to 5. Bad start for them. But I mean, okay, so be it. If they're playing a combo deck, doesn't matter how many cards you have. So I'm not at all feeling safe without Force of Will in my hand if my opponent mulligans to 5. So they play Dragon's Rage Channeler. I've been feeling for that Delver right now, especially Grixis Delver. It's quite a good matchup recently. Okay, so we draw a Royal Treatment, pretty good. I have more than enough pump spells that I need, but I mean, I'm just going to keep. So now I have the Elf. I'm thinking about what I want to put back, but I decided to put them like this because I don't think I need all these protection spells. So I even put back a Royal Treatment. Why? Because the main reason is that I'm playing against a Delver deck, and you want free pump spells, and I have more than enough right now. I kept Lorien because I was anticipating them having Wasteland, and I didn't want to die because of the Wasteland, and that's exactly what happened here. So I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm not going to play Elf. I don't want to walk straight into a Daze. So they just slam in with Dragon's Rage Channeler, and here I just fetch, and I use the Lorien. Get a drop, and now I will just play Glistener Elf. The only thing I'm afraid of is them having Force of Will. If they have that, that would suck. And they do have it, so that's unfortunate for me. However, let me quickly pause here. However, this is not game over by any means yet. Why? My opponent has one card left. They've pitched Force to Force. So what I can do now is, the idea is that Berserk is a removal spell, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to Berserk on a Darcy's. I'm going to play Noble, and the idea is to kill this one and invigorate the other one. When they attack, and I invigorate my Noble. That's what I want to do. So I can't afford to play around Days. So I'm just going to play the Noble. Let's see what they do. They have another Wasteland. They don't really care about that. And they have Delver. So now I'm definitely going to kill some threats. Ideally here, they just stack with everything. I can invigorate, kill one of them. I have enough pump spells left to, if I draw Blood Agent, still kill them, right? And that's true if I use Berserk. So next turn, I'm anticipating using the Berserk. I'm just going to chill. I'm kind of hoping that they don't flip Delver here and that they just attack. They have another Wasteland, that's unfortunate, but that's Wasteland number 3. They decide not to attack, which is interesting. I think that's a misclick. Otherwise, I mean, I don't see it. I don't get why they would not attack here. Every turn they give me like that is just a win for me. If I draw a threat, I just win. So Delver does not flip. They play a land. Now they will attack, so they were afraid of me having open mana. I find the pump spell, so not what I want. I'm just going to chill. I have Days, so if they have like Murktide, I can just get rid of it. They reveal Mishra's Bauble to me. That was probably a misclick. They get the Bauble, so now they have Darcy. So they will just slam in here. I will kill Dragon's Rage Channel. I just need to, because it will kill me very quickly. And now, as long as Delver doesn't flip, I'm okay. So still, I have more than enough pump spells. So if I just draw a threat, I will win here. I just need to find like a threat or a cantrip. And keep in mind, this list plays 4 Ponders again, because I found a build that doesn't care about Bowmasters at all. So Delver, again, does not flip, but they are able to fetch that away. Here they have 2 blue mana, but I have Daze, so I'm expecting Murktide. There we go. Fetch. Boom, get rid of that. They do not attack, so they are very afraid of the Delver. There we have the threat that we need, finally. I'm going to play Blood Agent, and I just can't see how we lose here, because I have Lethal and Protection up, so pretty damn good. The Delver flips. They have Thoughtseize here, but since they played Darcy first and then Thoughtseize, I just know it's a win, because whatever they take, I just kill them with the rest of it. So, okay, they slam in. They don't concede, which is okay. I mean, what do you think I'm going to do? Not use the pump spells? So, Vines, Embiggen, and dead. Cool. Let's go to game 2. Right, sideboarding. So for sideboarding against Delver, generally what you want to do is you want to cut your Berserks. You don't really need Berserk because that's generally a thing for when you want to go against like a combo deck. I also started cutting pump spells because right now I also have I have so many pump spells. You play a lot more than you used to that you can cut a few of them. It's fine. So I cut Berserk, I cut Embiggen, I cut 1 Vines and 1 Elf. The reason for this is that I'm playing 3 Endurances and I have so many good sideboard cards, I kind of want them all. You want to have Swords, you want to have Veils, and you want to have Endurance. Endurance is an alternative win condition. Usually if you resolve 1 Endurance, you win the game. It's that powerful against Delver. So even if I cut all these pump spells, I still have more than enough left, right? I still have 3 Royal Treatments, 1 Vines, and 4 Invigorates left. So it's not that I don't have any pump spells left. No, not by any means. Force Wood is quite bad in the matchup, so you cut that. Alright, so let's see what we have. So we start off with Triple Invigorate, Daze, Ponder, Endurance. Pretty good hand. I just need to find land right now. This is so funny, right? Because I don't have a single Infect threat, and this is still a good hand. That's how powerful Endurance is in the matchup. It's honestly silly how good it is. Okay, so I draw land, excellent. Now what I want to do is I just want to find the 3rd land. We find Noble, Nexus, and Royal Treatment. I do put them in that order, because I expect that next turn I will play the Noble and the Nexus, and I want to have the Royal Treatment up for when I play Endurance, and then I can protect it. Or, if I just want to go all in, I can play the Nexus, and I have Triple Invigorate plus Royal Treatment to kill them. See what I mean? I am not lacking in pump spells. I decide to not even fight over Dragon's Rage channel. I don't care. I just want to kill them next turn. I kind of hope that the Darcy's will not be a flying one. Otherwise, who cares? As I said before, we don't really care about Bowmasters all that much anymore, especially with the Royal Treatments. So they ponder. And here they slam in with both. That's excellent. And now I have the decision, right? Do I want to kill them or do I want to play the Endurance? But my hand is so good, I just want to kill them. They need... At this point, let's think about hypothetically how can I lose, right? So I Invigorate, they bolt. I Invigorate again, they could have another bolt. Then I Invigorate again. If they have another bolt, I can Royal Treatment, and that means they need... Oh wait, well, okay, I'm going too fast. That's nonsense. So I Invigorate, they bolt. They only have 1 mana left. So they could potentially bolt again, then I can Invigorate, and then I need Force, and then I have Daze, or another Invigorate, or Royal Treatment. Honestly, I can't see myself losing here at any point. So I just use the Invigorate. They Force, excellent. That probably means they don't have removal spells, or they would have used that one first. And I use Invigorate again. Another one, and we win. Cool. Next one. Okay, before we proceed, before I forget, yikes, I forgot that in the intro, I have now a new sponsor. This is going to be relevant for my European watchers, but I have now a new sponsor that are going to be sponsoring me with actual paper Magic cards. Card Hoarder is my sponsor to go when you want digital cards only. MTG is now my sponsor for paper Magic cards. And you can check them out on their Magic Card Market account. Just check out MTG. And if you buy cards from them with my personal code you can find in the description, you get a 5% bonus on your purchase. And by bonus, I mean you don't have to pay the 5%, of course. It gets deducted from the total amount. All right, cool. Now that that's out of the way, let's go to the second game. Second round, I should say. I'm a bit rusty. It's clear that I haven't streamed or recorded in a long time. This looks fine. And by fine, I mean more than fine. This is actually pretty damn good. I'm on a draw, unfortunate. But otherwise, this is perfect. Just need one more pump spell and probably win the game. So let's see what we're up against. Another black mana. I mean, the entire format's black right now. And they take away days, so I'm very afraid. But then we find Force Will. Nice. Excellent. So I'm going to Glistener Elf. I just assume that right now, if they have the combo, they go for it, because they took away the days and they saw my hand. They Dark Ritual. I could force the Dark Ritual, but I decided not to, because, I mean, they don't play around my drawing of Force Will. That's my anticipation, at least. So I'm just going to try and kill them ASAP. So I'm just going to Invigorate. I don't want them to take away my Invigorate, so keeping it in hand would be useless. Now I only just need to attack twice and win, but I find Invigorate. So that was, I'm not going to lie, that was probably the perfect amount of top decks that I could have had. Then again, keep in mind that I'm playing a lot of pump spells these days, more than I did in the past. Anyway, Doomsday. Let's go to game 2. Doomsday in general is probably one of our best matchups, and especially with this list, it's just insanely good, honestly. So I'm playing the Flusterstorms and the Veils. That's pretty much whatever you want. And then you take out the slow stuff, right? So Vines and Royal Treatment, I don't need to protect my creatures, so they are bad. Easy. Then I'd rather have Embiggens and Invigorates and Berserks. So let's see what opening hand is. Veil and Flusterstorm, yes please. So I'm just going to Snap Keep. This is excellent. Don't start with a Thoughtseize. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to have that Veil of Summer. However, it's curious that they decided to take Veil and not Flusterstorm. I'm not gonna lie, because Veil, once you know about it, they can actually play around it. And if I don't have counter magic to go alongside Veil, it really isn't that powerful. So I don't know about that choice. But I mean, I'm not gonna complain. Anyway, we ponder. That was a good ponder. So I take days. I put the Brainstorm on top. Probably not going to draw the Berserk, depending on what I find. I may do that. I'm just going to start with Bladder Agents. Let's see what they do. They daze. And here I take a long time to think, because this is an interesting situation, right? The reason that I decided not to do anything here is that against Doomsday, what you really don't want to do is tap out and use your counter magic, right? I will win eventually. I just need to not lose against them. If I had Invigorate in my hand, I would probably have fought over this. But since I didn't have a fast clock or anything like that, I only had Berserk on top, it was not worth for me to fight over this. And they knew that, right? So they wanted to bait out my days or my Flusterstorm. That's how it felt to me, at least. So you can see me here fetching away the Berserk. I don't want that. I'm going to find a threat eventually, and by eventually, you can see me finding it pretty soon. Going to get rid of the Inkmoth Nexus. I don't need it. Here again, a Brainstorm. And you can see what I mean by not fighting over the Bladder Agent, right? I don't need it. And you can see right here that them not even taking the Veil, I think, is a mistake. I'm not even caring about them duetting me and taking the Flusterstorm. I have more than enough stuff left, and I don't wanna use my Flusterstorm or any of the other stuff. I just want to keep what I had. So I'm going to actually here Invigorate first. I find double Endurance here, so I honestly feel fine. I have a 2-turn clock left with Pendelhaven. I have Force Will, so they need a pretty damn good hand to win from this spot. Like, I'm going to fight over this Doomsday. Even if they force back, I have Endurance, so I'm feeling pretty good. This is why I kept the 2 Endurances on top and drew one of them. They're going to Doomsday, put a lot of stuff on top, and it will not matter. That's pretty much the summary. If you're playing Endurance, like, Doomsday is always a good matchup, and when you're playing Endurance, it's just silly how good the matchup becomes. Okay, so I'm just going to slam in, use Pendelhaven. Don't have to play around days, because I know they only have 1 card. And they will just cycle up a bunch of stuff. I will Endurance, and I win the game. It's interesting that they decided not to concede. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attack with Endurance, not attack with these 2 elves, because next turn, which is now, I can just attack with these, and then Pendelhaven, the one that they do not block, and boom, win. Okay, next round. So this opening hand is okay. I'm on the draw. If I was on a play, this would be excellent. Right now, it's just okay. I have Brainstorm, so depending on what they do, I'm fine. They start with the Wasteland doing nothing. This screams to me that they are playing Scam. It's just the way it is. I mean, they're going to play the Troll or the Lorien and find the land that they need. Anyway, I'm just going to play Glistener Elf. They actually force my Glistener Elf, which is a good sign. That's usually where you want to be. Fortunately, I couldn't force back, but so be it. Now to get reanimated on the Troll, that was probably the worst thing that could have happened for us. What I need to find right now is pump spells. I already have Inkmoth Nexus. That Ponder did not find any pump spells, so I just shuffled it away immediately. They have another Wasteland. Honestly, I don't really care. I have more than enough lands. I just need to find pump spells. If I find pump spells, we can still race the other opponent's deck here. However, this was like nothing I could have done here. Honestly, it was too strong. Like starting with Force of Will, Reanimate, and the Troll and the Wasteland to slow me down. Unless I had Force of Will for the Reanimate, nothing I could have done about it. If I would have been able to stop Reanimate, different story, of course. But now, not much to do. All right. It should be clear by now why I decided to cut Great Sable Stag, right? Because Troll needs 3 blockers, so that's bad. Okay, so sideboarding, pretty straightforward. You want Veils, you want Endurances, and you want your Swords. If you want to bring in Flusterstorms, if you find the room for it, go ahead, but I just don't think we can. So, same thing as against Delver. You don't want Berserk, you don't want Embiggens, you want your protection spells. I'm also going to cut 1 Vines, 1 Elf, because I'm playing the Endurances, and they are win conditions on their own. So, let's see what we have here in the opening hand. So, very good opening hand if there was a land in here, but if you don't have lands, you can't really keep the opening hands. So this is okay. Not complaining. I have a threat, I have Endurance, Raw Treatment, Daze, Brainstorm, so I'm pretty happy, not gonna lie. However, I decided to get rid of the Real Treatment because I think that was the worst one in here. I really want to have the lands to be able to resolve my Endurance. They start with Grief here, so fortunately, if they have like a very fast way to reanimate this Grief, I'm in trouble. I don't have a green card to get rid of the Grief. So I'm going to Brainstorm here. They're going to Brainstorm, and I'm going to Brainstorm in response. They're actually going to Daze my Brainstorm. That was a pretty heads-up play. Not gonna lie, I was not expecting this. I deliberately played a Tropical Island here. I want them to Wasteland me because I had more than enough lands. So that was nice, getting rid of the Wasteland when I could. Let's see what they have left. They Grief. Sorry, they want to reanimate the Grief, and I decided to get rid of that because usually that's a very good sign. They have 2 cards left, right? So I decided that I'm just going to play the Blood Agent, but they have Fatal Push too. So, I mean, if they have everything that they need, not much I could have done. I could have waited to draw a land and have Veil of some protection, but I don't know. I didn't want to. Imagine if they then just reanimate one of my threats. It happens, or if they have like a good Bowmasters and then I haven't done anything, that would just be sad. So looking back on it, I probably would have done the same, especially with my opponent down to 2 cards. So now we're in a top deck war, and I'm playing 4 Ponders, 4 Brainstorms too, so this is any man's game right now. It will now depend on whoever finds the first cantrip. So I decided to put the cards in a way that they will be the least beneficial for me, the least beneficial for them. They Ponder, they Wasteland my Nexus. Drawing Swords is really nice because now if they play a threat, I can just Swords it away. And the combination of Veil of Summer is really good. Kind of hope that they now use a discard effect so I can just Veil of Summer. So Bowmasters isn't that big of a deal. As I said before, we don't really care about that. Best draw for me now would probably be Endurance. So I'm just going to take a bunch of damage here. I might get rid of the Bowmasters if I find a cantrip. So they play Grief, I draw a card. So they do get to trigger the Bowmasters here. Me drawing out the Swords is not what I'm looking for. It's not horrible, but not ideal either. Just going to take some beats. They draw Troll, another Swords. That's quite funny. Just going to see what they do. Take damage. And at the end of the turn, I will just Swords away Bowmasters. I only have 1 Savannah, so another land. Not drawing particularly hot. I'm going to keep the Swords. I would feel bad if they would play like Murktide and then I would have got rid of the Swords. They Ransom. So I'm going to put them like this. The idea is I want to ensure that they just have the least amount of threats. You know, I gave them a land and a threat because I knew I had Swords, so that was the best thing that I could have done. Unfortunately, they have drawn Reanimate, so it sucks to be me. And now, of course, I draw the Endurance the turn after they are able to reanimate. And that kind of sucks. But so be it. Okay, I'm not going to be able to block the Troll with Endurance, since they have a Ring Bearer. They Grief. In response, I'm just going to Endurance. But I think this game is over. I was durdling a bit too long. But I do want to point out again that, again, Bowmasters hasn't really done anything against us. I think Bowmasters is one of those cards that seems, at first glance, seems very good against Infect, but once you know how you should play against it, or just your deck, it really doesn't do all that much. Alright, let's go to the next game. This time we're on the play, perfect hand, but there's no land in here, so I'm going to have to mulligan. Same thing. So it feels bad, but so be it. That happens sometimes. I'm just going to keep. Hand's not excellent, but let's just get rid of Daze and a protection spell, because I need to, if I want to win here, I need this Brainstorm to be good, and I have Daze, so depending on what my opponent does, I may just be able to still get him. Here they have the Chrome Mox, and they are just going to go for Dark Ritual, and Rite of Flame, 5 mana here, Beseech the Mirror, Guy's Will, Diamond, and the game is already over, right? So they're going to go for that, Beseech the Mirror, and I just concede. Yips. Yikes. That sucks. Alright, next one. So expect to see this deck a lot. The European Masters was won by so mono black Beseech the Mirror deck, so I well, prepare for this because you will see it a lot. Our matchup's pretty good against it though. Okay, so this is what I mean. We have Veil of Summer, excellent already, and Force of Vigor is just such a powerhouse against this deck. Honestly, it's just disgusting how good it is. And if I draw a blue card here, I just don't think I can lose in any capacity. Anyway, so Misty Rainforest, Tiger here, play Carpet of Flowers. I say this every time, Carpet of Flowers really isn't that good against Infect, but people seem to enjoy it. I mean, okay, I'm just happy that they started with 6 cards in hand instead of 7. So I'm just going to play Savannah, play the Noble, slam in. Was debating whether or not to play the Invigorate here, but I want to keep it in case I need it for Force of Vigor and Veil of Summer. Here they're going to play for Black Green, Veil of Summer first, which is funny. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Gonna let that one resolve. Play the Chrome Mox. Probably gonna just do their thing, try and kill me, and then Veil of Summer is going to be really good. So Dark Ritual responds to that. I'm gonna play Burning Wish. So now keep in mind their hand is empty, right? So they reveal Echo of Eons from the hand. Nice. So what I can do is, in response to this Echo of Eons, I'm going to Force of Vigor away all of their stuff first, and then I'm going to Veil of Summer. So I'm not unhappy with this exchange. In fact, I'm quite livid about this because I can't die with them going to Tendrils of Agony me, and they also have 0 artifacts left. So if they want to go for Beseech the Mirror, that will not work. So they do get there, but keep in mind, I have used Veil of Summer, so I'm not unhappy. Usually what these decks need to do is they need to rely on the Tendrils of Agony to go for the win immediately. And we just win. That's how good Veil of Summer is. Nice. Game 3. Okay, so what do we think about this opening hand? What would you do? I'll tell you what I did. So I decided to just snap keep this hand because I had Endurance and Force of Vigor. I knew that if I just drew a land at any given point, that would probably be the best hand I could have had. Now we just drew a land, so we're good to go. But even if I hadn't found a land, I think that would have been just perfect. Like Endurance and Force of Vigor is pretty much everything you want against this deck, and we just win immediately. Yeah, that's just the way this matchup usually goes. Honestly, we have so much ways to stop them from winning, and they don't have that much interaction with our deck. I mean, Infect's good against combo, and Force of Vigor is a powerhouse. There's a reason why I'm playing 3, and Veil of Summer also right now, with everyone playing black, is just an all-star. Okay, yep, that's the way it goes. Round 3, no, round 5. Did I mention I went 6-3, by the way, in the 4 Seasons event? I started 5-1, which I was really happy, honestly, with my performance. The deck's good, honestly, it really is. Okay, so I'm on the play. Let's see what we were up against. And let's see the opening hand. So opening hand, no land. Had to get rid of that one. This one's good because it has Lorien. So I can keep this one. Going to get rid of a Nexus. Going to start with Nexus. And if they Wasteland me, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. There we go, Wasteland. So Lorien, get a drop. And I can follow it up with Noble. Reason why I'm okay with this is that I have Ponder, so I can find what I need. Mother of Runes here. Okay. So, Blood Agent and Glistener Elf. Perfect. I'm going to start with Glistener Elf because I was expecting them to really want to try and kill Glistener Elf. So here they will play Bowmasters, and you can see me not even fighting over this, because this is why I played Elf first. I was baiting out removal spell. Worked out fine, because now I can play Agent. This is the one I really wanted. I was never going to kill them with Glistener Elf anyway, because I don't have Berserk. So I was baiting out the stuff that I care about. Now I will counter the Orcish Bowmasters. So with them having 2 removal spells out of the way, I probably have to go for it whenever I can. And Royal Treatment is just perfect, the exact draw that I wanted. I'm playing 5 dedicated protection spells right now, which is a lot. And here you can see this is the power level of Royal Treatment, right? Because now, Bowmasters number 3. This also means that now my Blood Agent is a 2/2 forever, so future Bowmasters, if they have a 4th one, that's not going to happen. And also Ward 1. So if they want to use a removal spell, they have to out-tap. So if I would find like a data at any given point, I'm just safe. So they play Thalia, which is perfect because now they already have to pay 1 extra if they want to use a removal spell on Blood Agents. So that's quite fine. But I just use Vines and I just kill them. Fun spells. They work. Okay, next game. The shift of Death and Taxes to Black-White is interesting. It makes it difficult for us. More difficult than in the past. However, then I started playing Royal Treatment, and that's no longer the case. But we had to make some changes. Basically, everyone's just playing black right now. I've been thinking about playing Veil of Summer in the main. I haven't had the guts to do that, but I'm thinking about it. Oh, by the way, they're playing the 80 card version. Don't know if you guys saw that one, but alright. So pretty good hand. Not excellent or anything, but it has Ponder. I have a Threat. I have Noble. I already have 1 Berserk, so 1 Pump Spell, and we're good. So here I'm deciding whether or not I want to start with Elf or Noble, but I decided to just start with the Noble because I have Berserk, so otherwise I may have started with Elf. I'm fine with this. They've just gotten rid of a land I didn't care about, and they've used removal spell on on the Noble, which is what I want them to do. Here I'm just going to slam in. They decide not to block. Makes sense. Let me start by saying that makes sense because this is me. Well, they knew that they weren't gonna die. Even if I had double invigorate, I would put him to 9. So it makes sense not to block. And me attacking here says that I do have pump spells, and I want to get rid of this Thalia, which was true. However, this was very wrong. Since I didn't block the first time, what I did is I just slam in here, see what they do, and they decide not to block. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was wrong. They should have just always blocked. Because now I could just invigorate Berserk and kill them. I'm trying to wrap my head around why you wouldn't block here. It doesn't make any sense. I understood it the last turn, but not this time. If I can kill you with you not blocking, that doesn't make any sense. They got Calder, by the way. Not GT. Not a lot of people play GT anymore, which is good. That's a good evolution for us. All right. Anyway, let's look back on the deck. So we have the list. Deck solid. You know, playing 4 Ponders, always nice. I started cutting the Ponders once Bowmasters was printed, but then I figured out that Royal Treatments solved the Bowmasters problem. And yeah, I'm now back to 4 Ponders. Quite happy with it. Once you know how to play around Bowmasters, you can do that fairly easily. I've had situations where I ponder my opponent Bowmasters and I fail first. So I can still ponder. All my stuff have protection or can't be countered right now, and my creatures all have protection. So Veil of Summer was a very important inclusion to this game plan, and I would recommend you to play that as well if you want to play Infect. Right, I will be focusing on Legacy moving forward. I'm having a lot of fun in Legacy, and Modern has felt a bit stale recently, so I'm thinking about playing a lot of Embiggens. I do like that card a lot. Huge upgrade to Infect, I believe. If you have any questions, feel free to put them into the comments below. And I want to thank my sponsors again because I didn't start with that, so apologies to my sponsors. See you in the next video soon, guys. Bye.